Hi everybody, I'm so excited to be here today. So excited that this school year is finally about to start. I can hear you cheering at home, even through the camera. And we wish that we could be in the gym together right now, doing our back to school meeting the way that we do every year and seeing your smiling faces and giving hugs and handshakes, but this is what we've got. So we're here today to give you a little bit of information. It will be a little shorter than our traditional meeting, but we're gonna kind of roll through some important info and give that to you today. And I'm just excited to be able to see your kids coming to school in just over a week and a half. So first, I just wanna start out by prayer, and then we'll move into the meeting. So bow your heads with me. Lord God, thank you so much for today. Thank you that you are here with us, that this whole season of COVID and everything else that's going on in our world has not been a surprise to you, but that you are walking right beside us. You are giving us wisdom and direction as we make plans. You are keeping us safe. You are guiding us. We're so grateful that we can put our trust in you when we don't know what to do. And we're thankful that we're able to have school this year and that we're not forced to be home. That is such a blessing, and we're excited to have the kids back here at school. And I just pray that this school year will be the best year LCS has ever had. We just dedicate this time to you, we dedicate this meeting to you and say, have your way. In Jesus' name, amen. So first I want to talk just a tiny bit about where we're at as a school, some of the challenges we're facing, some of the opportunities that we have to grow in these moments. I think that's a really important thing when you face challenges, to understand that God is giving you opportunities to grow. So we all know that COVID-19 is a major challenge for all of us right now. We've worked really hard this summer to develop a plan, to hear from God, to try to make sure that everyone is safe as we possibly can through this endeavor that we're undertaking together. And so that has been a challenge. And as a result of that, we have experienced loss in our family like we haven't the last few years. We've had families who are having financial struggles related to COVID. We've had families who have worries, or maybe they have specific medical concerns in their family that are making them have to be more cautious than some of us. And so we are starting the year out with lower enrollment than we have had previous years for the first time in 7 or 8 years. And that sounds like bad news. That's not what any of us wants to hear. But I'm excited because it has forced us to step outside of what's comfortable. And when we step outside of what's comfortable and we say, God, we're letting go, it's an opportunity for faith to grow. And that's what I've seen happen in my life. That's what I've seen happen in our staff, in our teachers, in our parents. And I'm excited because God is going to be the one who provides for us this year as we face these struggles, as we face these challenges. So I'm thankful for you guys standing with us. I'm thankful for your prayers. I feel your prayers. I know you are praying for us, and we are just so appreciative of that. I want to first introduce some of the new people that we have coming on board with us this year. God has blessed us with some amazing new staff members, amazing new teachers. I feel like we have the strongest team here at the school that we've had in many, many years. And so, unfortunately, they're not here for me to introduce them to you, but I'm just going to tell you a little bit about them really quickly. Kyle Ambrose was our English teacher last year. Many of you got to know him and what a wonderful influence he was on our kids. He is still going to be teaching 2 English classes, but he is taking on the role of elementary principal, and he is going to be just an amazing influence on those young kids, helping to lead and guide them, and also guiding those elementary teachers. We're so excited to have him on the team. And of course, Courtney Skelton, who stepped in so faithfully last year as Karen went through her struggles and really stepped up for us. She is now the full upper school principal, and we're excited about her in that role as well. She is gung-ho, she is excited. She loves your kids so much. She's full of passion and energy, and we're just thrilled to have her on board. And then Jerry Flory is also returning to LCS as a teacher in the junior high, but she's taking a step back from teaching quite as many junior high classes so that she can kind of be an admin help in the office and help lead our junior high teachers as well. So she is coming on board part-time admin, part-time teacher, and she also is full of energy. Those two, Courtney and Jerry together, they are a ball of energy. And so they're fun to work with, and I know that you will have fun having opportunities to talk with them and meet with them as parents this year. We also have some great new teachers joining the staff, so I'm going to go through them very quickly. Miss Sarah Hammett is one of our new first grade teachers, and she is just full of love and joy. Your first graders will love her so much. She is a blessing to us already. Mrs. Tammy Poole is coming on to work with Mrs. Goza in second grade. She is a very experienced teacher who's actually worked with Mrs. Goza in the past, and they're already an amazing team. So look forward to a great year in second grade with Mrs. Poole and Mrs. Goza. Michelle Waldo, many of you know her. She is still here at LCS. She's been here for many years in a lot of different roles, and now she has finished all of her work necessary to become a full-time teacher, and she is joining Mrs. Brantley in third grade, and we know that it's going to be an amazing year in third grade this year with Mrs. Waldo and Mrs. Brantley. Travis McMillan. Some of you who have been here for a while know Travis as Coach Travis. He coached our boys basketball team in high school for many years, and he is now returning to teach, and we're excited to have him. He is going to be teaching junior high history, and he has a wealth of knowledge. History is a passion for him, and he has a great way to relate with the kids that we saw through his coaching, and I'm just excited to see that in the classroom as well. Steve Vance. He has an amazing history here. He has been a parent at LCS, and he's also taught overseas. He's taught at the college level, and he's got just a wealth of knowledge and experience and a great way of relating with young people as well. We're so excited to have him coming on. He's going to be teaching in junior high as well. Deborah Brewer is a new teacher in junior high and high school, and she is awesome. She's got a wealth of experience from a couple of different private Christian schools that she's worked at both in the Dallas area and Louisiana and here in town. And so we're so excited about the experience she brings, and she's coming in, she's starting off the year just running, and she's going to be a great addition teaching your kids English, both in junior high and 9th and 10th grade, and then also Bible. So we're really excited to have her join us. And then we have Jessica Carlisle. One of our parents is coming on board part-time to teach home economics in the high school, and also computer in the high school. And so if your children choose one of those classes this year, they'll have Mrs. Carlisle, and she brings joy and excitement, has a bubbly personality. We're just really thrilled to have her on board. Kaylee Mayberry, some of you may know her from the office. She's been working at the Early Learning Center for a while now, and she's worked at the front desk, and she just has a great smile and is full of joy. She is transitioning. Her goal is to become a teacher, and as she's doing her schooling and getting ready, she's transitioning to be an aide here at LCS, and so she's going to be working with Coach Hamper in our PE classes with all of the elementary kids and then some of the junior high kids. So we're just so excited to have her on board. She's going to be fun, and the kids are just going to love her so much. And then Miss Kayla Meinsinger, formerly Kayla Waldo, is also staying on board here, transitioning from the Early Learning Center. She's one of our graduates. She is just an awesome theatrical, artistic person, and she's so excited about teaching elementary art and theater this year, elementary theater, which is a new special that we're adding, and we know those kids are going to have so much fun doing their little skits and learning how to act and learn their little lines, and it's just going to be just a fun little thing for the kids to do that they haven't experienced before. So we're excited about having Kayla joining us there. I want to talk about some things that normally I would go through in detail in the meeting, and for today I'm just going to help you know where to find that information, because we want to keep this video short and not make you watch it for a really long time. So a lot of this is on our website. So our vision, our mission, our core values, these things are essential that families understand as they join the school. I walk through every new family with these important principles, understanding who the school is. But I want to remind our returning families to read over those things from time to time, to just remind yourself of what the mission of the school is. What is our vision? What are we trying to accomplish to ensure that we stay on the same page, that we partner with one another to get the best results for your precious kids that God has entrusted to you. So those are on our website under the About tab on the left side at the top of the screen. Also on our website under Student Life, which is a tab at the top of the screen, you can scroll down to Student Parent Information, and there's a wealth of information there that we would also normally give to you and go through in this meeting, including the school handbook, our COVID-19 reopening plan, our dress code, our school supply lists. Hopefully you guys have already gotten your school supplies and been working on that, but if you haven't, that's where you'll find the lists for this coming year. And also new family information is there, just a lot of different things. Make sure you check that out. If there's any information you need, that's a good place to start. All right, I want to give you some quick updates. So one of the things that we want to talk about is some of the COVID procedures that we're going to be doing here at the school, the little details that you may not know because they weren't in the plan that we published originally. You know, we have the grand plan that hopefully all of you have read, and then we have the little smaller details that teachers and staff have to work out of how to execute that plan. Some of those things you may not really know what's going on, but some of them, they're important for you to know. So we're going to talk about a little bit of that and a few other quick procedures that's important for everyone to remember. So I want to start with morning drop-off. The first thing that you do when you come to school is you drop off your kids. And it's going to be different this year. You guys know that. We've talked about how we're going to be checking temperatures and all of that, but I want to tell you exactly what to expect when you pull up first day and every day after that. So the first day of school is unique. First day of school, especially for the younger kids, for elementary kids, parents want to be able to walk their kids into class. Those kids may be a little nervous. They may not know what to expect, especially if they're new. And they may want to hold their mommy's hand while they walk in. And we understand that, and we recognize the importance of that. So first day of school, we are allowing parents to walk their students in. The only thing is you will be required to wear a face covering, a mask or a shield or a neck buff or whatever over your mouth and your nose when you come in. And we will be checking your temperature as well, just to ensure the safety of our families as best we can. During that time, it's going to be a little crowded. It always is. We don't have sufficient parking on this campus for every family to come and park and stay. That's just the facts. And so while we have plans to add parking in the future, we're not going to have it before August 24th, that's for sure. So parking will be difficult. Find a spot wherever you can. If you don't need to walk in, then we ask that you don't. That's better for us. It's better for the safety of everyone involved. It's better for the parking situation. If you're a returning student and you're not worried about your kids walking in, then just drop them off and move on. But for those of you who do want to walk in, you may have to park on the street. You may be forced to walk a little ways to get here, but we'll also be flexible. We'll have some time. It's going to be a little more laid back environment than just your normal average day in the morning here at school. So as far as the new procedures for every day, what you should expect when you pull in on the Lake Drive side of campus, by the elementary wing and the library, the normal place we do carpool, you're going to pull in and immediately you will see some staff members or teachers standing there in the drive, and they will be waiting to check temperatures. So what we would ask you to do is to roll down windows, to stop, and to have your kids stick their heads out or just be available for us to check their temperature right there in the car. If everybody's fever free, then you'll just pull up and unload as normal, and there won't be anything else to worry about. If someone registers a temperature at that time, then we will ask you, hey, can you please pull up to one of these parking spaces? At that point, one of the staff members will come around and we'll check again with a second thermometer to make sure we don't have a faulty thermometer. And then we'll talk through, any other symptoms your child might be experiencing, or, what's going on. Maybe there's a reason that they're warm. Maybe your air conditioning is not working in your car. And so we might be able to say, well, let's cool off here for a minute and see if it's just that. We'll talk with you, we'll work with you as best we can. But if we determine that according to our plan, you're not able to come in, then you will be asked to drive on through, and we'll work that out with you. The principals will talk with you, I can talk with you. We don't want this to be a huge headache for people, but we also have to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep our campus and our kids safe. So that will be the procedure. We are asking high school, we know that you guys are used to pulling in sometimes on the other side of the parking lot, whether you're driving or your parents are dropping you off, and avoiding that line. But we need to check your temperatures as well. So we're asking you to go ahead and pull through on the normal entrance where everyone normally pulls through. And you can drive through, you don't have to go through the pickup line, you can drive through on the left side, and we just need you to stop where we can check your temperature, and then you can pull on around to the regular high school parking lot. It doesn't matter how many times I say it or how many details I give, there will be complications, especially the first day, the first week. We have to work through this stuff. And so we're gonna have a spirit of grace. We're asking you to have a spirit of grace, and we'll work through it together, and it will all be all right. And I promise a day or two in, we'll have it like a well-oiled machine, and we'll all know what we need to do. And hopefully this will be a very small little inconvenience that we deal with for hopefully a very short time. So we're all praying for that. All right, now let's talk about afternoon pickup at the end of the day. Those procedures are the same as they have always been, but I know there are some new families who have joined our school this year who may not know how that works, so I want to talk you through it. You will have a carpool number. Every family has a number if you have a student in kindergarten through 8th grade. Now, high school students, they have a little more freedom. They are released at the end of the day. They go to a designated pickup area for parents who want to pick them up, or they can go to their car and drive, and there's not a number required for high school students. But for kindergarten through 8th grade, you will have a number, you will line up. The line will start at that drop-off pickup area in the Lake Drive parking lot, and it will wrap around the campus over to Huey Drive, around to the front of the campus, Pegues Place. And that line will be long. It will be very long. And so when you get there, if you get there a little bit late, it may feel like, wow, this line is gonna take forever. The first day or two, there may be a little bit of delay as we're all learning what we need to do, but pretty quickly, we get that line moving fast, and we're usually done with carpool within 15 to 20 minutes of when we start. So don't worry about it being long, just be patient and we will get your kids to you. One thing that I need to emphasize, while you're waiting in that line, it is very, very important that you do not park in front of any driveway. The school's driveways, or even more importantly, the homes that are along that route, they need the driveway clear. You never know when someone might need to pull in and out. And if you're blocked in by cars on either side and they can't get in or out, they get very, very frustrated, which is obviously understandable. So we're asking you to leave that space wherever there's a driveway, wait until the car in front of you has pulled forward, and then you can move up past the driveway. That's a problem we have every year, so I'm really trying to emphasize it with all of our families. Please, please keep the driveways clear. When you pull up, you will be directed to one of 4 spots, and we will have your kids already waiting in that spot ready to get in. So if you don't have your number up when you're in the line, we can't call ahead and get your kids in their proper position. So the number needs to be up while you're waiting in the line. It needs to stay on your mirror all the way through to when the kids are in the car. Then you can feel free to take it down. After you pick up your kindergarten through 8th grade kids and then those pickup spots, if you have a high school student, you will pull through that parking lot and they will be waiting over on the other side of the parking lot, normally under that large tree on the corner. If it's a rainy day, then they're gonna be inside the building and we're gonna have to call them out to you because we don't want them standing in the rain. But hopefully that'll be less often because it's a little less convenient, but we'll work on that. So that's the afternoon pickup procedure. Once again, please, grace is very important. If you forget your number, if you do not have a number in your car, do not get in line because my teachers and staff, they're instructed to turn you away. And we don't want to frustrate you. We don't want to waste your time. We just can't put kids in a car when there's not a number. That is a rule that we have to follow. But it's very simple procedure. If you don't have a number, you will go to the office. where the person at the front desk can verify who you are. If they know you, then great, they know you. If they don't know you, they'll ask for your ID and ensure that you're the proper person to pick up those kids. And then we will call your kids down to the office, and we can make sure that you get the number you need so that it doesn't happen again. All right, speaking of those numbers, normally at this meeting, we would be handing you your carpool numbers, but I don't know how to do that through this camera. So we are going to have a couple of different options for you. One of those will be August 18th, which is the day that we have set aside for dropping off school supplies for elementary kids. You should have gotten an email about that yesterday, I believe, or maybe the day before. Of course, I don't know when we're actually sending this video out, so who knows what day it was, but there was an email about carpool, about school supply drop-off. If you can't make it that day, don't stress about it. That's just an option for you. We're trying to get those school supplies here if possible. When you arrive that day to drop off your school supplies, we will have all the carpool numbers up there, and you can let that person know, hey, I'd like to get my number. My name is Ben Kamak. And they'll ask you, how many do you need? And they'll give you those numbers right then. Another option, especially if you can't make it to the school supply drop-off, is to come to the office the next day or anytime the rest of the week. We'll have those numbers in the office, and whoever is at the front desk, whether it be Leslie or someone else, they can get you that number. They just will need to know your name and how many numbers you need. And then the last option is the first day of school. This is the least desirable option because the first day of school is going to be crazy. But for anyone who wasn't able to get their number beforehand, maybe you're on vacation next week or something like that, we will have them there at the drop-off area. You'll probably need to park, whether or not you were walking your kid in or not, and then talk to Miss Shauna at the gate or one of the staff members at the drop-off gate, and they will have the number to give to you so that you can pick your child up at the end of that day. And once again, if you don't get it before then, you'll need to come to the office to get your child, and we'll get you your number on that first day of school. All right, I want to talk just a little bit about lunches. For the new people, if you want to order your child's lunch, you'll do that through Fax Family Portal. You should have a login. When you did your enrollment process, you created a login and you went in through the Fax Family Portal to do enrollment. And so that is where lunches are located. Under the student button, there's a lunch button, and you can see how you order on there. And then there's also an option to deposit funds onto your lunch account through the Fax Financial side. If any of that is confusing to you, don't worry about it. We are more than happy to help you with that, but that'll be something that we'll need to help you with that first week of school. So right now it's not all even set up right. The menus aren't in there. You can't go in and order at this point. But that first week of school, we will be happy to sit down with you, walk you through it. We can show you on your phone if you want to come into the office, and we'll help you with that. When your students are in the cafeteria, they are segregated by class or by junior high and high school, and we will try to keep those kids as separate as possible, even more so this year than we have in the past due to COVID concerns. And we will also, when possible, try to spread them out. So we're adding some extra tables, we're adding some outside seating right by the cafeteria, and our goal is to have those kids spread out a little bit while they eat, because obviously for the older kids, that'll be a time when their face covering is off. They're not able to have it on while they eat, and so we want to make sure that there's distance between them if at all possible. Also, I want to quickly just remind you about the financial process. If you're confused about that, the Fax Financial side, how do you access your tuition plan? How do you know what you owe? When's your first payment? All that stuff is available if you know how to log in to your Fax Financial home. But if you don't know how to do that, I'm more than happy to help you. The easiest thing to do is to send me an email, because right now I am all over the place. You call the office, chances are you're not going to find me because I'm in a meeting with someone else or I'm doing this or doing that. So send me an email at administrator@lcseagles.com, and I will make sure I get back to you as quickly as possible and help you through that process. All right, that is just about all that I'm going to cover. I want to explain one thing to you. We're going to have several different people sharing with you today. So both of our principals are going to share, our director of development is going to share, our athletic director is going to share, and so each of them, our spiritual life pastor, our campus pastor is going to share as well. And so we've put this in an order to try to help you out. So you've heard from me. Next you're going to hear from our elementary principal, Kyle Ambrose. After that, you're going to hear from Julie Straight, our director of development. At that point, if you only have elementary children enrolled in the school, then you can tune out if you want. The rest of the information will be primarily directed to junior high and high school students. If you've got older kids, then you're here for the long haul. There's just a lot of extra stuff that we've got going on with those older kids. But I love you so much. I'm praying for you. I'm excited for this new year. I am super pumped for next week. We've got junior high and high school retreats coming up. It's one of my favorite things that we do all year long. And so I am just, I'm thrilled that we're here, and I appreciate your prayers, and I know that this is gonna be an incredible year at LCS because God is here with us. Love you so much. Have a great day.
Hi everyone, my name is Kyle Ambrose. I am so pleased to be serving as the elementary principal here at LCS, Longview Christian School. I have connections going back quite a few years to people here at LCS. In fact, my children attended here one year when my family was on furlough from the mission field. So this school is very much in my heart. I'm so pleased that God has called me here again. I do want to affirm that the vision of Longview Christian School is also my vision. We provide students a biblically based education on behalf of you, their parents. Serving at a Christian school is my calling, it's my ministry. That's how I see it. I do want to first make a comment about what the first day of school will look like for elementary. It's going to be a very busy day for you, for the kids, and for the teachers. So the first day always is, so let's keep that in mind. When you bring your child to school that day, you may park your car, walk in to the building with your child. We're going to ask you to have a mask on, and there will be some hand sanitizer for you to use. We want to do that for everyone's safety. And as much as you can, please try to keep a safe distance from the other people who are in the building. That won't be perfect, but let's do our best. It's not an ideal situation right now, but thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your patience with us as we try to navigate through this pandemic. We realize that bringing your kid to school on the first day is a big thing, so we want to try to make that as normal as possible, but within some of the COVID-19 guidelines. I want to also say a few words about discipline. Some people think of discipline as something negative. People hear the word discipline and they think about punishment. But discipline means much more than that. Discipline is training. And here at LCS, we're about training the students to be followers of Jesus, training them to improve in their knowledge, in their skills, and only one aspect of that is correction. Of course, we apply correction when it is needed, and I believe that the best correction for students is to help them think through their actions, think about what they did wrong, help them if they can to see maybe why they did it, what motivated it, and then giving them tools to do better. That's the idea. I want you to know that I'll be on hand to assist the teachers if a student does need any kind of correction. And I don't want to be just the principal that sits in the office and the kids get sent when they misbehave. I'm going to do my best to get to know the kids, to get to know who they are and their personalities, and try to help them develop into the people that God created them to be. If a student comes to me for an issue of correction, I'll pray for them. I'll pray with them. And most importantly, I will communicate with you, parents, what's going on. I'll let you know. that they had a little visit with me. And the first time, if it were to happen, just a casual conversation. This is what happened and this is what we did, and I'll call on you to be supportive. And I want to support you. Whatever efforts you're doing at home with your child, I want to support that. I'm going to move on to the next topic, which is our cooperative education program. Those of you who have chosen the cooperative education program, and those of you who've done the at-home plan, the full-time CEP plan, I want to urge you to use the Facts Family Portal. That's where the teachers will post the things that you need to know when you're working with your child at home. So it'll have the lesson plans that tell you what they did in school or what they would do at home. It will have homework assignments. If they're at home, they'll do those whenever it's convenient for you to do them, but they will pretty much be following in the same track as the other students. Teachers will let you know if there's an assignment that they simply can't do at home. They'll let you know if there's an enrichment assignment that they could do instead. And that'll all be on facts. So I'm going to say it probably all through the school year. Check facts, check facts. It's how you can also keep up with their progress, because the grades are posted there. How is my child doing, you wonder? Look on the grade book on facts. This isn't to say you can't contact the teacher or me. You always can, but you can check there first to see if the information you need is there. I want to tell you that I'm available to you. Not just available, I'm actually eager to talk with you. By phone, I'm willing to meet with you in person. Even now, we can meet with masks on. We can meet and sit 6 feet apart if we need to. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, I'm here. One way to contact me is call the school office, and I'll get the message and I'll contact you. I'll call you back as soon as I can. You can also send me an email message. My email messages, or the address is easy, kyle@lcseagles.com. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. It might not be till the next day if it's not an urgent matter, but I will get to you as soon as I can. And then we could set up a meeting if we need to, or whatever needs to happen. I want to finish by saying that I can't wait to meet all of your children. I can't wait to serve them. That's how I see my role. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to serve the kids. I'm here to serve the teachers. That's what Jesus said, right? That our mission on earth is to be a servant. And that's what my job is. My job is to serve the people here at LCS. Thank you.
Hello, LCS family. My name is Julie Straight, and I am the Director of Development here at the school. And I also teach sign language to our 9th and 10th grade classes. And I get to teach sign language to some of our elementary students as well. And I love it so much. I also am the one who sends out the talent. And as I meet people recently, they are affectionately calling me the talent lady. So I am the talent lady. And if you get the talent, you see my name, Julie Straight. This is my face. And very nice to meet you if we haven't met. So I'm just going to talk to you about a few things on the development side of things. The first thing is we have Thursday shirts. If you're new to the school, you know that we wear uniforms, but on Thursdays, the board has allowed us to wear t-shirts. So we design a new t-shirt every year, and we can wear that design for 2 years. This year we have a new design, and then you can wear the one from last year, and I will send out an email that shows the shirts you can wear from this year and the shirts that you can wear from last year. We did sell some of what we have in stock here at the school this past Tuesday. We also have face mask and neck gaiters, which some sizes are sold out with that. We have LCS socks, hats, visors, some really cute things this year. It's been a little difficult to figure out how to get the merchandise to our students and parents with the coronavirus and all the things that we had to cancel or do via video. However, I will be sending an email out this coming week with detailed information on how you can either purchase what's in stock or order online your Thursday shirts or any other merchandise that you would like to buy. The next thing is we have, for our new parents, each year we do a fundraiser called In It for the Long Run, and it is held March every year. We did not get to have that in March. We postponed it again until September, and crossing our fingers that we would get to have the run in September. This fundraiser is actually one of our largest avenues of income, of revenue for the school, and it's a huge blessing for us the way God provides through the run. However, I talked to the city this week, and the run has not been canceled yet. It's scheduled for September the 12th, but the sweet lady that I talked to said that there are no runs happening at this point, and she just said I would have to call back the closer we get to September to see if we can still have the run. We've not canceled at this point, but we are making plans to do the turtle race and give away prizes in the event that we have to cancel. And if we do have to cancel, runners can either get a refund or they can put the registration toward the fee for our run that will happen in the spring. And one of the things that I want to share with y'all is, while the run brings in income for the school, of course it's hurt us to not be able to have this event so far. But Mr. Kamak, during our in-service, shared some insight about finances that I would like to just summarize and share with you because I thought it was so good. The first thing is, God is our provider, not a person, not a run, not an event. God is our provider. He's always provided for the school, and he will continue to do so. And it's in times like these where we can choose faith or fear, and we are going to choose faith. We're going to choose faith and create an environment for God to move like never before. I think it was Miss Clark that said, this is the time where we put our money where our mouth is, which is so appropriate for this moment. This is the time where we choose to actually walk in faith like we say we do. I would also like to add that this is an opportunity for you to pray and ask God if he would like for you to give to the school beyond what you normally do. We know that there are many families hurting right now because of COVID-19, but there are also families who are experiencing financial miracles. We expect miracles at the school as well. We know that God is going to do financial miracles. He is at work to provide, to sustain, and to bless us abundantly. So I just ask that if you're in a situation where you had a financial miracle or you are blessed at the moment financially, that you would ask the Lord if this is an opportunity or a place that he would like for you to give. The next thing is our impact campaign. As many of you know, we launched our impact campaign last year, and of course, not being able to foresee what this year would bring, there have been so many changes and loss in some pretty big ways. Mostly people and finances, of course, but it's the loss, the people that we did not expect to happen. But God had given us a vision, a plan for the impact campaign. And I believe that he gives us a vision, he gives us a glimpse of the future that he's planned, this great future that he's planned to sustain us through the difficult times, because they will come. The difficult seasons inevitably come. But if we can fix our eyes on what God spoke and what God's promise is, that word, his plans, his purposes sustain us through the difficult seasons. So this does not mean what we've experienced through the coronavirus. It does not mean that his word is not true. It does not mean that his plans have changed. It means that we have the opportunity to keep our eyes fixed on what he's promised and continue to move forward with the plan he lays out before us. The Impact campaign is our capital campaign to raise money in 3 phases. The first phase, phase 1, is to impact new growth. We are currently in phase 1 raising money to renovate our new early learning center that will be dedicated to our late principal, Miss Karen Williams, who birthed the vision for the early learning center. We will also renovate the current ELC to make space for more high school classrooms. This has to happen this year. We have maxed out space in our current facilities, and we want to grow. We want to have the honor and the privilege of discipling more students. And in the way the world is at the moment, with so much social distancing, separation, students need a place where they can come, where they are consistently loved, consistently shown grace and truth, and consistently hearing the gospel. A safe place to come and grow and be discipled for Christ. And we want to have the space to bring in as many students that would like to be here. And we are out of space. So you guys just pray with me that the funds come in and we're able to renovate our early learning center and get our ELC moved over and make space for new growth. Phase 2 and 3, I won't explain those in detail. I will actually, once the school gets started and we're in our routine, I will send out detailed information about each of the phases and where we are currently on fundraising for the ELC. The next thing is our comedy gala. Each year we do a comedy gala, and the funds raised from the comedy gala actually go directly toward our building. So that will go toward our phase 1 for the ELC. This year, we are partnering with the Belcher Center, which was a God thing to begin with, and we're bringing in Leanne Morgan. Super excited about her. So many people love her. She's very, very funny. She will be at the Belcher Center in partnership with Longview Christian School on February the 5th at 7:00 p.m. Now, again, you're gonna get more emails sent out, more information sent out, but if you wanna go ahead and purchase your tickets, you can go log on to the Belcher Center's website and purchase your ticket. Otherwise, we'll be sending some things out. And I get a ticket sales update each week, and I am pleased to announce that tickets are still selling, even with the world being kind of at a place that we don't know what's happening. The last thing that I want to share about is our In It for the Long Run that will, in Jesus' name, happen this coming spring. It's scheduled for March 27th. Go ahead and mark that on your calendar and plan to be there, plan to be a part, plan to run, plan to volunteer. This run is going to be bigger and better than ever. We had for this past year several fun new things planned. We were really excited about the run. Didn't get to happen, but now we're very prepared for the run that will happen in March, and we want all of our families to be a part of it. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the talent.
Hello LCS family, my name is Julianne Feenstra and I'm the athletic director and the high school assistant volleyball coach, and I'm here to share some important athletic information with you before we get started on this school year. I'm super excited about athletics this year, and we've been praying over the season, over our students, our families, and all the events that are going to be taking place in our gym, and just asking God for a hedge of protection around all of us, and for just a wonderful year that gives glory to His name. So we're going to start by introducing the athletic staff. First, we have Taylor Haskell. He is the assistant AD, and he also coaches girls high school basketball, and he'll be taking over track and field this year. We have added Stephen Holland to our team. He is the athletic development coordinator on the administration team, and he is also coaching high school boys basketball. We have Blaze Herring joining us this year, and he will be taking over for cross country, junior high boys basketball, and assisting Coach Holland in high school basketball. Jacob Baker is also joining us, and he will be assisting Coach Blaze in cross country and Coach Holland in high school boys basketball. Pastor Paul will be coming back for junior high soccer. We'll have Johnny Mares coming back for high school soccer. We're super excited about having Chelsea Purefoy join the team for our high school volleyball team. Rebecca Williams is going to be taking over for all-girl junior high sports. So she'll be the volleyball coach, girls basketball, and also be doing track and field for junior high. Evie Matthews is going to be assisting her in junior high volleyball. Alicia Haskell will be coming back and being Coach Haskell's assistant for girls basketball for high school, as well as assisting with track and field. Mr. Kamak will be assisting Coach Blaze with junior high basketball, and we're excited to have him still involved in that. And then we'll be adding our high school golf team, something that we were planning to get started, and then COVID interrupted that. Our coach will be Judge Alfonso Charles. And we're looking for a baseball coach and a tennis coach. So please contact me if you or anyone that you know might be interested in coaching either of those sports. The athletic program exists to equip and train each athlete to become an excellent athlete, a hardworking and committed teammate, and an unwavering Christ follower. So those three things are basically our targets for each of the students that we interact with, and I just want to touch briefly on each of those. An excellent athlete, the goal for that is just to provide quality instruction with a focus on a bottom-up approach. We want to get in young with our Little Eagles program and train our students on the fundamentals, and then be able to build on that and be very competitive in high school. As we move up to 2A, this is a huge goal of ours. We're doing things by adding our summer programs, doing our Little Eagles. Our coaches are focusing on just creating that solid foundation as they're young, and then working hard to become excellent competitors with a winning attitude. We also want our students to become hardworking and committed teammates. We know that for the rest of your life, your students are going to be on some kind of team, and being able to work with others, work hard in whatever role they're given, be committed and focused on the betterment of the team. Those are all skills that are going to benefit our students for the rest of their lives. We also know that every student has a place on the team. So no matter what their skill is for athletics, there's a spot for everyone and a role for every person. We really want to call out the giftings that each student has and help them to develop those. Everyone has something valuable to offer to the team. And then our last and most important pillar for our students is to become unwavering Christ followers. We understand that God draws his children to himself, but we want to be able to be a vehicle for displaying God's grace and his love and all the things that he desires for his children. Athletics has a wonderful opportunity to grow character in ways that nothing else can. And we as coaches want to exemplify Christ-likeness in all that we do, and to intentionally teach our students to do the same. And we'll do that through sharing of our lives, through praying together, through looking at his word. It is our privilege and our responsibility to guide students as they grow into becoming more like Jesus. Coach Haskell and I have been working over the past year, and especially during shelter in place and all of the quarantine for COVID-19, we've been working hard to put our mission, goals, expectations, and policies together into an athletic handbook. And I'm very excited to announce that that will be attached to this email. It will be very important for every athletic family to read through the handbook. It has a lot of valuable information, practical, and also just for our hearts for the athletic program. So please make sure that you read through that. For our parents, there are duties that are required for athletic parents. It's very important to understand that without parent volunteers, we are not able to host a home game. It would not be possible without the help of parents to be able to run our athletic program. So if your child is participating in a sport, you will be assigned a volunteer position. Jobs can include gate, concession, scoreboard, and scorebook. Those jobs, scoreboard and scorebook, will be trained. We're not just going to ask you to know how to do those things without any training. So we are definitely looking for people who are willing to learn something and be a little bit more involved. We may also need parents who can ride the bus if the coach is the driver to help supervise in the bus. Also, due to some COVID protocols that we'll be putting into place, we will need more parent volunteers for things such as sanitizing balls between points and making sure that we're following all of the COVID guidelines that have been handed down to us from TAPS. Please be looking for a schedule that will be coming out soon after each season starts. And if you're interested in a specific job, please contact me and let me know. We are also excited to announce that we have started the LCS Booster Club during COVID-19. The Booster Club is open to any parent who is interested in helping with athletics. And if you're interested in more information about that, please contact Stephen Holland, our athletic development coordinator, at stephen@lcs.com, and he can give you more information about that and about meetings coming up. Now we're getting into paperwork. I know this can be overwhelming and maybe a little confusing for parents, so I just want to say, please, please, please contact me. I'm more than happy to walk you through it. We can set up a phone call. You can be there on your computer doing all the things that you need to do. I definitely want to make sure that there's no confusion here, and I want to get all of our students eligible to play. So for junior high, all students need to complete an electronic medical history, and that needs to be done prior to the first official practice, which is going to be the first day of school for our fall sports. That is all done on rank 1 through the parent portal, and there's instructions included attached to this email. 6th graders and any new student to LCS athletics will also need to turn in a paper physical. That needs to be in prior to the first competition. That can be turned into a coach, to me directly, or to the front office, and Ms. Kamek will make sure that I get that. For high school, all athletes need to turn in a paper physical every year, and that needs to be done prior to the first competition. TAPS is being more gracious this year with physicals due to COVID-19, but we need to get those in before the first game. There are also several electronic forms that need to be completed for each student, and that is all through the rank 1 parent portal. And like I said, directions are attached to this email more specifically, or please contact me with questions. So I'm going to go really quickly through those forms. The electronic medical history needs to be completed prior to the first official practice. Again, that is the first day of school for our fall sports. And then all high school students will also need to complete the student profile and the student signature page. So all students will complete 3 electronic forms through rank 1 parent portal. Any 10th through 12th grade students who have transferred in for the first time this year must complete additional transfer paperwork. After you complete the student profile, where you will click that they, yes, had attended another high school, there will be a new form that'll show up, and it's called the student transfer form. Okay, once you fill that out electronically, there may be additional paperwork. If your student has participated in any sport in high school at another high school, then you'll need to print and complete the previous athletic participation form. So there's potential for 2 more additional forms for transfer students. Again, please contact me with questions about this. For transfers especially, I want to be able to help walk you through all those things so that we can get your students eligible. There is a transfer deadline for our seniors. Any transfers in that will be seniors, it is the first day of school. And then for all other athletes, there are different dates for fall, winter, and spring sports. So if you're playing a fall sport, that needs to be done by September 5th. Fall sports are underway, but it's not too late to join. we have been having summer practices, but the first official day of practice for fall sports will be the first day of school. But we are highly recommending your student to participate in the summer practices. We'll have one more week of those before school starts. So if you can, please get your students to those practices. There's a lot of different times and dates and information for that. So we're just gonna attach all of that also so that you'll be able to see those and be able to get your students. Attached, you will also find a link for all of our schedules. Schedules are always changing, but especially with COVID-19, there have been a lot of changes this year. So I highly encourage you to sign up for notifications so that when a schedule change is made, you'll be notified for your student's schedule. We are also going to be setting up Team Snap accounts for each team, and that's just an app that parents and students can have. And then the schedule will be on there. It will be always up to date, and coaches will be able to contact parents. That will be our primary form of communication between coaches and parents during the athletic season. If you have any questions, this is the last time I'm going to say this. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. My email is julianne@lcseagles.com, and you will also see that typed out all throughout the attachment that we're putting in. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm so excited about a great year and a great athletic season here at LCS.
Hey everybody, my name is Pastor Paul Dufer, but for the purposes of everybody's sanity, you can just call me Pastor Paul. I know my last name is hard to deal with, so we'll just go with Pastor Paul. My role here on campus is I am the campus pastor. I'm available all day for students to come talk to if they have any issues, unless I'm teaching. I teach around the middle of the day, and then I'm coaching soccer in the afternoon, but on breaks, lunch times, in the mornings at chapel, I'm always available for students to come and talk with. I'm here for you guys to help you with your life. My background is in youth ministry. I've been in youth ministry for 17 years. I was a youth pastor for 6 of those, and the rest of them I was heavily involved in youth ministries in Longview. And I've been working here at the school for 3 years. It's my 4th year here as campus pastor and Bible teacher. And I love this place. I love this school. I love these kids, and I hope that y'all feel the same way about me. And my heart is for you guys to reach your potential, and to be the best that you can be, and really to discover who you are in Christ. And I hope this year, as we move through these really uncertain times, that I can help you in that, and that we can move to a better place throughout this year. I want to give you guys some information as we go forward into this new year about some of the things that we have, some of the things that are going to be a little bit different. If this is not your first year, then there's going to be things that you experience this year that are not quite the same as they were last year or the year before, just because of how things are in our world right now. So the first thing I want to talk about is the retreats. I've been getting a lot of questions about what's happening with the retreats. Here's the final plan. This is it, okay? Subject to change, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay the same. I'm going to send out a comprehensive email later today. Hopefully by the time you watch this video, you will already have that in your hands, and you'll be able to reference it as I go through all of these things, okay? The biggest change from the previous years is that our retreats this year are going to be a single day. So our junior high, which is always a single day, is going to be on Tuesday of next week, the 18th, and then our high school retreat is going to be a single day on Wednesday the 19th. And we're going to leave the school at 8 a.m. on both mornings. Okay, so junior high and high school are both going to leave at 8 a.m. But we have an extensive check-in program this year that is different from all the rest. Along with everything else, COVID has changed everything. So we have a much longer check-in process than just dropping your kids off. And I'm going to go through that right now. The first thing, obviously, is we have to check everybody's temperature. Okay, so when you arrive, Please do not just drop your child off and drive away. Okay, we have to check temperatures, and if that temperature is over 100 degrees, we're not allowed to transport your child to Lakeview. They will not let us do it, and we as a school are not allowed to take your child anyway with a fever. So please wait until the temperature has been taken before you drive away, okay? Because we don't want to be in that situation where they test high on their temperature and you've already gone, okay? And then we're trying to scramble to get you to come back. So just save time for everybody if you just stick around for a couple minutes until temperature has been taken, okay? Now we've got some forms that need to fill out, okay? Usually there's always 2 forms that everybody needs to fill out. This year we have 3, okay? So our first form is the Lakeview release form. This is the one that every year we have to get this one done. You fill out all the information, medical history as far as doctors concerned, and a signature at the bottom of a parent, just basically saying that you agree to the terms that are written here, and you're okay with your child, participating in all the activities at Lakeview, okay? That is a must. We absolutely have to have that one filled out. You're gonna have that one attached to your email, so please print it out and fill it out and send it with them. If you don't come with this form, you cannot go, okay? It's an absolute must. You have to have this form. Okay, second form is the medication release administration form, okay? If your child has any kind of medication that they have to take throughout the day, at lunchtime, supper, middle of the afternoon, whatever, you have to fill out this form, okay? It gives details of what the medication is and when it has to be taken, okay? Please, if your child has medication they have to take for whatever reason, okay, you need to fill this out and have the medication in a Ziploc bag that's kind of got instructions included to tell our teachers what to do, okay? And we are going to have someone for you to give that to, and that will be made clear to you when you check in of who you have to go to have that, to give that to, okay? Again, if you don't have medication, if your child does not have medication, you don't have to worry about this form, okay? It doesn't matter, okay? Only if there's medication. All right, and here we have the COVID form, okay? This is the I certify that my child has not presented any symptoms recently. There hasn't been a change in smell, no cough, fever, any of the symptoms that are listed. Please be honest on this form, and just fill it out and then sign it, just to say that to your knowledge, your child has not been exposed to COVID, is not tested positive, you're not waiting for a test response to come back. Any of those things, please fill this out. Again, this one is vital. If you do not fill this form out, if you do not bring this one in, you will not be able to, your child will not be able to participate, okay? And we're gonna have to hand all of this in to Lakeview when we arrive, and they're gonna wanna see all of this information, okay? So please, get these forms printed out and filled out. If you don't have a printer, please let me know. I will be here on Monday. You can come to the school and get hard copies if you really need them, but please, we need to have these forms, okay? All right, I'm gonna keep moving on. The schedule, you should find that schedule attached on your email. If the schedule is not there, please let me know, but it should be there. And for the junior high, we are, like I said, we're leaving at 8. Check-in starts at 7:30, okay? So if you need to come a little bit earlier, drop them off 7:30. We're gonna have Karen Bull is gonna be our check-in team leader, and she'll have a team with her to help you check in on both days, okay? Junior high and high school, Karen Bull is gonna be the person to go to. You'll bring them to the entrance to the gym on Pegues Place and drop them off. We'll do a temperature check there and start admitting people, okay? Junior high, we're gonna end at 7 p.m. at Lakeview and bring students back here. We plan to be back here no later than 8 p.m., okay? So please be here ready to pick up your child at 8 p.m. Okay. For high school, exact same thing for when we leave. Check-in starts at 7:30 a.m. and then we're going to try to leave here by 8. And then we're not going to be back here on campus probably until between 11:30 and 12 p.m. Okay, because we're going down to a single day, we're condensing a 2-day retreat into a single day. There's a lot of things that a lot of people love about what we do in the evening time. Okay, and the reality is if we don't do the overnight, a lot of those things will get lost unless we go long. Okay, so we're going to go for a longer day on the high school. We'll be back here between 11:30 and 12 p.m. Students will obviously have their cell phones. They will let you know when we're on our way back, so you can kind of plan to be here at the right time. Okay. One thing about the junior high retreat that I want to tell you as well is there are going to be some water games involved. Okay. With the entire retreat, the pool itself is closed. We're not allowed to use the swimming pool for the summer, but we are allowed to use the lake. So for junior high, we're renting boats and we're renting the blob for them to play on and catapult themselves into the air and dive into the lake. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun, and I hope that everyone really enjoys it. We also have access to an inflatable. It's kind of a water slide type thing. We're going to be doing that as well. This is for junior high only, but that's going to be there. So they need to bring a change of clothes, okay? Because if they jump in the lake, I'm not going to let you back inside if you're dripping wet, okay? You need to get changed and get back into some clothes that are good for being inside. High school, we are going to be doing some outdoor activities, so you are going to get sweaty. I would encourage you to bring a change of clothes as well. We do have access to the showers for the day. We're not going to be sleeping in the dorms, but we do have access to the dorms to take showers. So high schoolers, you'll be able to get a shower, get cleaned up after we do all of our morning outdoor activities, so that in the afternoon you can kind of enjoy not smelling like an armpit. Okay, so all right, hopefully that's everything that you need to know right now about the retreats. Again, you should have that email. You should have all the information included in your email. If anything contradicts, go with what I say in the email, but I'm 99.9% sure that right now, as I'm saying these things, this is the truth, okay? One last thing about the retreats is you will also have a document in here that tells you basically Lakeview's rules about what we can and cannot do on their property and their health and safety guidelines for COVID, okay? There's a statement in the middle of the first page that talks about other groups, okay? I want you guys to be rest assured we are the only group on the campus next week, okay? There's not gonna be another group there of other students. This is just their overarching policy for the summer, okay? We have rented out the entire facility. We are there alone. So don't worry about there being another group of students on campus that have nothing to do with our kids. It is only our group, okay? All right, so that's the retreat. If you have any questions, you can email me, paul@lcseagles.com, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can, okay? All right, so let's move on to the next thing I want to talk about is chapels. Chapels are going to look a little different again this year, much like everything else. The big difference is we're making a little shift from previous years. We're moving worship from Monday mornings to Wednesday mornings, okay? The reason for that is we're moving worship to the gym, okay? We want to be able to sing as loud as we want and social distance at the same time. We can't do that in the band hall, okay? So we're going to move to the gym on Wednesdays only to worship together, okay? That means Monday mornings are going to be our guest day. We're going to have guests coming in on Monday mornings. I'm excited about the people that are coming this year as our guests. We always try to bring in the best, and we've got some really, really awesome people who have committed to coming and speaking and sharing with our students. This year, we're going to be doing something called the Luke 2:52 principle. If you look in Luke chapter 2, verse 52, It talks about Jesus growing in wisdom and in stature, in favor with God and with man. And we are going to be hitting on those four topics in terms of growing in wisdom, growing in stature, so doing what's right for your body, treating your body right, treating your mind right, growing in the right ways in your mind, and then growing in your relationship with God and growing in your relationship with one another. And that's going to be our focus. And that's actually a 4-year plan that we're implementing, that we're going to be covering topics that basically fit in with that. And one of the main themes for this year, and the theme for the retreat as well, is going to be having a faith that lasts. One of the things that we see consistently across the board in America, in Europe, just in general with Christians, is that Christian teenagers have a really hard time holding on to their faith after they leave home. And one of the things that we really want to address is, how do you have a faith that lasts? So we're going to be hitting that in the retreat, and we're going to be hitting that on my chapels as I speak throughout the year, is going to be really focused on having a faith that lasts. And one of the ways that we're going to do that is by doing what's called the life curriculum. Okay, this is called Living in Freedom Every Day. It's a curriculum that is written by Church of the Highlands. It's a really solid, theologically sound curriculum. I'm obviously going to be adapting it a little bit to make it youth friendly and really kind of more focused on what our students really need to hear. But it's going to be looking at all the different facets of what it means to be a Christian, and what it means to kind of hold on to this faith as we go out, because we know that we cannot exist in a bubble, right? And we're going to be hitting all kinds of different experiences as we go forward in life, and we want to set up our students in the best way that we possibly can to hit those things, to understand that it's going to be difficult and it's not going to be like it is in school for the rest of our lives. But we want to give them the best foundation, the best root system that we can possibly give them. And so our guests and our teachers who teach every week, every Tuesday, we have a teacher that shares in chapel for junior high and high school. They're going to be hitting that Luke 2:52 principle and covering all of those subjects. And I'm going to be pushing this, having a faith that lasts, something that being dug down deep, having a great root system, so that you can grow into a healthy Christian in your adult life. So that's chapels. On Fridays, we always have small groups. We're going to have student-led small groups again this year. Our senior class is awesome, and they're going to be leading our small groups for junior high and for high school. Okay, and that's going to be talking about the things that I talk about in chapel on Thursdays. Okay. All right, one other thing I want to talk about is the house system. We're going to continue having our houses this year. Again, it's probably going to look a little bit different because of COVID, okay? In the past, we've had house parties. We're going to try to do that in the best way that we possibly can. Right now, we're not entirely sure what that looks like, but we will by the time it happens. Our house system is basically designed to take a large high school and condense it down into small groups, okay? We have 4 houses. They are named after people who really made a huge impact on this school as it was developing in its early years and continue to have an impact on it now. We have House of Clark, named after the Clark family, who was so instrumental in the early years. We have the House of Dodd, named after the Dodd family, and Mrs. Williams, who we're just so grateful for everything that she gave to this school over the years. And we just love that we get to honor her and her family with this house. We have the House of Craft as well, Pastor Craft, who also passed away this summer. We're honoring him as a founding member of the church, and the pastor of the church for years as this school was in its developing years. And then of course House of Wooten, celebrating the Wooten family and honoring them. Pastor Lester Wooten, who also has gone to be with the Lord. We just love the opportunity that we have to honor these families who had such a big impact on this school by incorporating their names into this house system. Our house system, like I said, exists to take a large school and bring them down into small groups so that no student is left behind. These are student-led in some respect, but each house has a house parent, which is a a couple who are committed to being there for our students. And so when they have house parties, they host the house party. They're there to speak with our students, to be somebody who's not entirely affiliated with the school as far as seeing them every day. They don't get sent to the office to have to talk to these people. They can be people who can be there to mentor our students and just be a really, really solid influence in their life. We break up into houses. We have a house competition. We have a house trophy at the end of the year. Last year, House of Craft won, and so we want to celebrate House of Craft for their amazing achievement. It was a last-minute thing. They pulled it out at the end. They didn't start well, but they finished really, really strong and did a great job. So we celebrate the House of Craft for winning our house tournament last year. We're back to zeros again this year, and we're going to see who does really great this year. Our house leaders this year are Stephen Spraggins, Natalie Ingram, Caitlin McCullen, and Abigail Volay, 4 awesome students who just really impressed us over the past couple of years and just showed us that they are great leaders, and they are going to do an awesome job as they lead their houses this year. So I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me. I hope that I've given you all the information that you need. Of course, if there's any questions you have about anything, whether it's chapels, retreats, house system, special trips that we take throughout the year, our outreach, which is going to happen at the end of the fall semester for a half day, the last day of the semester, and then our spring break local missions trip that we take. We just love to honor our town. We love our town. We have our Love Our Town outreach the first weekend of spring break, and it is all about giving back to our community and showing Longview that we love them. And we're going to be sending out more information about that as it gets closer to the date. But thank you again for listening to me, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Hey LCS family, I'm Courtney Skelton, upper school principal here at the school, and I just have a few updates that we need to go over before school starts. This year we are going to be making sure that your children are safe and that you guys are maintaining social distancing as best that we can, and we are putting in procedures in place. We're also going to be going over degree plans and schedules, and I just want to give you all the information so first day will be as seamless as possible. So first things first, next week an email will go out with junior high and high school schedules. So junior high, specifically 6th grade, your schedule will be set. It will not change. So what you have up there is where you will go. So just follow your schedule the first day of school. For 7th through 12th grade, we will be opening up electives for you to choose on facts that you will go in and choose which electives that you need and what you would like to have for your 6th and 7th periods. Now, this is on a first come, first served basis. So whoever gets into those electives first will be chosen for those electives. There may be some moving around due to your graduation requirements for our high school students. Some of our electives are core classes that our high schoolers have to take to be able to graduate. So you may notice, juniors and seniors specifically, that your schedule may have an elective already chosen for you. This is just my advice as the academic advisor to give you that information to tell you these are the ones you need to use to graduate. And since you're graduating in a couple of years or this year, we need to get those in. Other ones for our freshmen and our sophomores, I would focus on your PE credits and your fine arts credits that you're able to take this year to earn those. Everything you do from here on out, freshmen, counts towards your credits you earn for graduation. So please make sure you read through what is available and that you choose correctly. You will also see on facts that your locker assignments are up and uploaded onto your schedules. Please make sure you know what your locker number is so that you will be able to put your supplies in there on the first day of school or during your retreat days. So quick note about that. Supplies. If you have your supplies and you do not want to have to hassle with bringing them in on the first day of school when you're just trying to figure out where to go, we would encourage you to show up around 7:15 on your retreat day and get your supplies to your locker and dispersed where they need. Mr. Kamak and Pastor Paul and myself will be there to help you disperse where you need to go and make sure that you are ready to go for the first day. If you don't want to do that and you want to bring them for the first day, that is a-okay as well. When you get your schedules, please make sure that you review it for any mistakes that may be on there. You may see that you are not in a class with some of your other students. It's because your schedule may be modified to fit what you need to graduate high school students. Another thing that we need to go over is that your degree plans will not come home with you before school starts. I will be coming to each one of your English classes in the first week of school, and we will go over your degree plans, and you are free to ask any questions during that time. We will also be going over specific testing information that you need for this year when it comes to PSAT and the ACT. Juniors and seniors, something to think and keep in mind is that you need to be prepping for ACT and SAT. We need to make sure that we're getting you on the schedule to get those tests taken, because the sooner we can do it, the sooner we can get those college apps done. And there's going to be more information on that to come. For our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, our specific testing covers Terra Nova, and this will be the last year that we take a Terra Nova, and we will be moving on to something different this year, but that will be in April, so it'll be something just for you to keep in mind. As the academic advisor, juniors and seniors specifically, we will be sitting down to plan your future. There's a lot of decisions to be made, and we need to make sure that we are all on the same page. So senior parents, please be looking out for an email from me about when we can sit down and discuss what the future looks like for your student. We want to make sure that we are giving all the information that you need, and we also want to make sure that we are spending time with your student and pressing into what God wants for them. We know that not everybody has chosen the path to go to college, and that is okay. We are here to mold and shape your student for fullest potential in Christ. And whatever that looks like on their vocation, we want to be able to support you in that. So when it comes to dual credit for high school students, most of our freshmen do not take dual credit classes. It's something that's very important to me that you get assimilated into high school well. You are understanding what your degree plan is. You are understanding what is required from you now as a high school student. You are leveling up. So we need to make sure that you are having a seamless year in the midst of this pandemic, okay? So dual credit will be available for sophomores, juniors, and seniors on a case-by-case basis. We partner with Kilgore College and Laterno to offer dual credit classes, so I would encourage you, if that is something that you're interested in, to set a meeting with myself so that we can get you scheduled for some dual credit in the fall or even in the spring semester. Some dual credit classes that you may choose to take are non-core classes that are required for graduation. So we require all of our LCS students to take their core classes, which would be Bible, their science, their math, their history, their English, here on campus. However, there are several opportunities for you to earn college credit right now. That would be your health credit, your communication, which would be speech, personal finance, anything that you would like just to have as an elective credit that would also count towards the degree that you're pursuing. It is at a highly discounted rate for both places, so I would encourage you to look into both of those options. The last thing, and probably the most important thing that's on our mind, is how are we going to keep safe in the midst of this pandemic? And so I want to just give you a peace of mind of the things that we are offering here at LCS and doing together to make sure that everybody stays safe and that we can still continue to learn in a well-included classroom and safety measures as our first priority. The very first thing that I would like for you to know is that your masked children is for their protection. We are requiring all students from 6th to 12th grade to wear masks. There will be an opportunity throughout the day for them to take them off and to breathe and get a break. So we just want you to know that there is going to be time that is a-okay for them not to have that on. Some of those time include activities and eating and socialization, as long as we're staying 6 feet apart. We want to make sure that we are giving them a climate and an atmosphere that they can still be kids. So even though it's a small inconvenience, it's what's keeping us safe. Another thing that I just wanted you to know is that we will be sterilizing all of our desks in between classes. And as we come as it comes into sterilization and it comes into making sure that we're safe, we're all asking all of our students to get a pump of hand sanitizer as they walk into the room. So make sure that we have a clean surface. Hand washing will be encouraged. It will be required in some cases, but I am not going to be the police that's hand washing all the time. We will be definitely making sure we do it as much as we can. As we know that this year is going to be a lot of changes, I just wanted to encourage you as the student and the parent to communicate any concerns that you have. We are here to partner with you. We are here to love you. We are here to encourage your student and to let them have one of the best years yet. I know that even in the midst of this chaos, I have a peace knowing that God has gone before us, that we are going to continue to do big things here at LCS, and I'm so grateful for your kids and your families. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know that it may feel like information overload. Your head may be spinning a little bit. I know that it's probably a long video. I'm not sure how long it'll end up being at this point, but I know that it probably took a little bit of your time, and I appreciate your commitment to your kids' education, to the vision we have at LCS. I do want to mention two other things really fast. One of those is communication is so important to us. It is one of our priorities here at the school. We try very hard to make sure that we are communicating with you at every level, from the administration down to the teacher. We want to be in communication with you as our parents. And we want to hear back from you as well when you have concerns. So email is our primary form of communication. And it is very, very important that we have the correct email address for you and that you are reading the emails we're sending out and responding to them as needed. We want to make sure that we're have that dialogue with parents because we are partnering with you. This is your child we're talking about. This is your child's education. It's your responsibility, and we are here to partner with you. And you can't be partners, you can't work as a team if you're not communicating. So please make that a priority this year and make sure that we have your information correct and that you're receiving our emails. If you don't get emails from us every week, then something's probably wrong. Please call the office and we'll work to make sure we update your information. Secondly, a while back when I think when I released the second version of our COVID plan, I talked a little bit about potentially having a town hall type meeting to discuss any parent concerns, to give you kind of our thoughts and our heart behind that. And that was something that we were planning on doing, but scheduling wise has just become impossible. We're just overwhelmed with all the things we need to do to prepare for school. And I feel like since that was released, I've had quite a few individual conversations. Most of you who have had concerns or have had questions have already gotten with me and I've answered those. So we're gonna just go ahead and say the town hall meeting is not gonna happen. I'm sorry if you were waiting on that, but if you do have a concern that you need to express, please email me and I will be happy to set a meeting with you or to email you back, whatever is appropriate. So thank you again for watching this video. Let's just close in prayer and remind ourselves who is really in control of this school year. God, we're so grateful that we look to you as our source, as our provider, our protector, our everything. And we just give this school year to you. God, I don't pretend to know all the answers. I don't pretend that I have some amazing plan that's going to ensure everything works out perfectly, but I do know that I have a relationship with a Heavenly Father who does know the plan, who does have a perfect plan, who does know what's going to happen this year and is already working to prepare. We just give you this school year. We give you these amazing students. We know that you have a plan and a purpose for their life. We pray that every word out of our mouth, everything that we ask them to do, every interaction that we have here at school this year be glorifying to you, be challenging to them, pushing them towards the purpose that you have for their life, for their destiny. I pray for these parents. God, I know they have concerns, they have worries, they have questions. All of us as parents, none of us are sure of that what we're doing is even the right thing at this point, but we're putting our trust in you. I pray that you would give them peace and faith and that you would just calm their spirits as we start this new school year. I also want to say a prayer, God, for those families who are unable to return this year unexpectedly. We love them, God, and we're going to miss them so much. I just pray that you would provide for them, that you would keep them safe, and that you would enable them to be able to come back if that's their desire. We hate for them to be missing out on their time here at LCS, and we just pray for miracles of provision, of protection in their lives to enable them to come back. We give this all to you, Lord, and say, have your way at LCS 2020-2021. This school year is yours, and we are your servants. We ask all this in your son's name. Amen. Love you guys. Have a great year.